All right, so it says you're live. It's been a while since I've been on wherever I am. YouTube. Yes, I'm on YouTube. And I am live. And my hair is a little bit crazy, so it's just going to distract me. So I need to fix this. But only you replay viewers are going to get to see the hair being fixed. So there is that. Okay, what day is it? It's Thursday. It's been a long week. Oh, yeah, here's my camera. I don't know what I'm looking at. So lots of late nights over the past 2 weeks. Lots of stuff going on here in Connecticut. We have a governor's bill coming up. I am going to instructor training on Monday and Tuesday of next week. And there's just been a lot of stuff going on in my business, all that fun stuff. So that's stuff good. But let's talk about why anti-gun does not equal anti-violence. Hey, Sandhills. Um, so anyway, sorry, it's like someone said hi. Squirrel, what? Yes. So many people think if you make laws to outlaw guns, that all of a sudden there will be no more violence in the world. Well, if that was really going to work, we would have done that a long time ago. As long as there are humans, we will, hey Tara, be violence. We just are. Even if you are the most peaceful person in the world, like, I don't know, I'm pretty good. I keep all the bugs from dying in my house because I scoop them up and bring them outside where they belong. I try not to kill things. I don't want anything to suffer. I'm very much not a hunter, but I'm not a vegan because steak is yummy. But I don't want to see anything suffer ever. I don't want to cause violence. I don't want violence caused to me. Unfortunately, there are many people in America who think if you are anti gun, that you are anti violence. And there's nothing that is further from the truth. As a matter of fact, some of the nastiest anti gun people I know are just angry and full of hate. And they hate a thing, right? They hate something that looks like this. Hey, CNT, long time no see. I just saw you over at Plate Society podcast. So anti-gun people think that this is the problem. They think that a firearm causes violence. If this were true, those of us who are gun owners understand there are so many guns in America. If this was the problem, no man would be left standing, or woman, or child, because there are enough of these to take out our entire population. So these are not the problem. However, people who are anti gun think, oh, well, if it's not there, there won't be violence. Now, the Bible is one of the most read books in the world. You know what's in there? Stories of violence from the dawn of time. The most famous one being Cain versus Abel. And I believe Cain killed Abel with a rock. So here we have violence since the dawn of time. Is this a rock? It is not a rock. However, if it just sits here in my house, it does nothing. It may as well be a rock because it can't do anything. So if you are anti-gun, the challenge is this has no feeling. This has no intention. This doesn't decide how it's used. So if you're anti-gun, you're not paying attention to how to be anti-violence. And thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, Sandhills, Tara, and CNT. Although I only see 2 thumbs up, but I'm assuming there's lag time for what I get to see. Anyway, go ahead, hit the thumbs up. It's always good. All right, so anyway, back to this. This has no intention. This is a piece of plastic right now. If you're talking about a real live gun, obviously it's a piece of metal and plastic and all of that. Depending on what gun you have, it may be all metal. But that's not the point. The point is this has no intention. The person who is wielding the firearm is the problem. Most of us who own firearms have never done anything illegal or dangerous, and not been violent. Because if that were the case, again, there would be a lot more dead people from firearms than there are. So the gun is not the problem. The person who causes violence is the problem. Now, if you want to know, hello, Patriot, in the dark. Let me continue that. If you look at the person and you look at violence in America, roughly 250,000 violent crimes are committed every year in America, according to the FBI statistics. Now, we all know there are no perfect statistics, and yes, everything has a margin of error, but roughly over the last 10 years, 250,000 violent crimes. Out of 250,000 violent crimes, you know how many were murders with a firearm? 13,000. Now, I am not spectacular at math, but I'm going to go with that's maybe 6%, 6.5%, 7% of all violent crime involved one of these suckers. If I have a problem and my pinky is how much is involved with a firearm, when the rest of this are violence without a firearm, where should we be spending our taxpayer money and our time in helping prevent violence? I promise you, it has nothing to do with what this is called or that is called or that is called or this is called, because that's what the ATF is currently doing. It's saying, well, we're not going to call all the pieces a gun or other things. Our governor here in Connecticut is trying to ban pieces and parts of firearms. They're trying to do things like microstamping, which for those of you who don't know anything about guns, microstamping is when our firing pin or something within the gun will hit the case in a semi-automatic and imprint it with the serial number of said gun or something along those lines. First of all, the technology isn't there. It's in process. But the other part of it is it doesn't matter. A firearm has no intention. Changing what this is called has no intention. Until we talk about preventing violence, making people feel taken care of, heard, and understood. When you go to violence prevention programs, number one is we are looking to make people feel heard and understood. You must also have someone have worth and feel worthy, a job, a livelihood, something that they can produce and put forth into the world. Let's see. C&T Designs. Was that murdered with firearms? Are firearms deaths? Because the anti-gun people love to inflate the numbers by adding suicides. Right. So here is the 1/3 thing, right? To answer your question, if you go specifically to the FBI crime statistics, it will show you there are roughly 13,000 murders with firearms. Of those murders, the majority of them are handguns. The smallest percentage is long guns because they're so few, they do not break it out into rifle and shotgun. So those are your FBI statistics. The larger number of 30,000 deaths a year, you will find that in the CDC database, because that is where they say that gun violence is a health crisis, and that is where they lump the suicides in there. So I hope that answers the question as far as how that goes. So yeah, 13,000 deaths a year, roughly. I've been watching the statistics for over a decade now, and it moves, but it doesn't move a ton. And I've actually, I have tables and charts that go back 20 years from what I can do. And the challenge also with looking statistics is that every so often they change how they report. So then you can't compare the previous year to the next year because they've changed what they're reporting on. For example, speaking of how people adjust the numbers in their favor, I believe it was 2013. They adjusted the definition, which they changed the definition a lot, of mass shooting. A mass shooting used to be 4 or more. And I believe it was 2013. Don't quote me because I'm not 100% sure. And they dropped it down to 2. So if you look at 2013 specs versus 2014, it looks like there was a huge jump in mass shootings when in actuality there was no change. What was changed was the definition. So yeah, looking at statistics is very sketchy because you have to pay attention to so much. Hence the reason I always say best course I ever took was statistics in college, because they really taught you about how to break stuff down. All right. So anyway, we've got our governor's bill. It's definitely, sorry, I'm laughing at Patriot in the Dark. Doing great. I'm full of intent. Yeah. Yes, unlike something that is a piece of plastic or metal. We all have intention. We all mean to do things, and some of us do the things we mean to, and others, well, we think about doing things like cleaning my office so I don't have piles of paper over here. So, anyway, so here's the deal. The governor wants to regulate things. In Connecticut, open carry and concealed carry are both legal. The governor wants to outlaw concealed carry. Earlier today, I got on and I talked about why, as a woman, I would never open carry because I don't want to become a target and I wouldn't want someone to see that I'm carrying a gun. Also, through my karate training in the past, one of the things my teacher always said was, don't become a target. Don't draw attention to yourself. So having a gun on my hip, to me, is drawing attention. So even though I have no interest in open carrying, that's my choice. However, as a concealed carry person, if somehow my gun were to be exposed and I'm not aware of it and someone calls the cops on me, I was doing something legally and then now I'm a felon. So every time they put more regulations on there, it's harder. And when you talk to police officers, they are like the rest of us, where some of them are all for open carry, others are not. There's reasons why they wish it was only open carry because then everyone would know who has guns. And if we did that, then people would probably be surprised how many people actually carry guns. So that's just one of the things. Another thing he wants to do is he wants to ban the ability to go to a restaurant. One of the places he wants to outlaw firearms from going is any establishment that serves alcohol. So, is it the second? It is the second. Oh my gosh. Hi, 223. Sorry. Yeah, every second matters, y'all. Yes, it does. So I'm just like, all right, squirrel. So if I'm a concealed carry person and I want to go out to dinner with my family, even though I'm not drinking, the governor wants me to not be able to bring my gun into that place. I have a friend who she complied with a law like that. And she had a stalker. And she sat at dinner with her husband, and the stalker came in. And because she complied with not bringing the gun into the gun-free zone, she got to watch her husband get shot by her stalker. So, how do gun-free zones work exactly? Well, they don't. That's why there are so many shootings that you hear about, and after the fact, you find out that they were gun-free zones. Because guess what? Sandy Hook was a gun-free zone because it was a school. Pulse nightclub was a gun-free zone. Vegas, for the most part, gun-free zone. Well, at least the hotel, the gentleman who was shooting everyone from, it was supposed to be gun-free. So, who follows the law? People like my friend with a stalker who actually had to watch her husband get shot because she had left her gun in the car. There are other women I know who, again, going to college, left their firearm off campus in their car that they had to park off campus. So now they had a later and longer walk after school, and they got raped on their way back to their car because they complied with the gun-free zone rulings. So anti-gun does not meet anti-violence. It just doesn't. If we're going to deal with anti-violence, that is how we work on preventative measures. And there are not legislative measures that they can take. The gun bill that the governor is putting forward does have some funding towards some cities here in Connecticut, which at least that part is good. But the 99% of the rest of the bill is mostly dog doo-doo. So with that, I just want to pop on. I'm going to be popping on and off all this weekend talking about this. I have a big old pile of paper with highlighting stuff, and I'm going to talk to everybody about how to look at a bill, how to read a bill, what it takes to submit. I just spent the afternoon at a gun store, and everyone who walked in, I'm like, hey, you're here to submit testimony, right? And they're like, no, we're here to go get it. Yeah. So some people came to get ammo, some people to get guns, some people came to get parts, but I walked them over to, I had them pull out their phone, scan a QR code, and submit testimony because it can be that simple. So no matter what state you're in, be aware, be involved, pay attention, and help people understand. If you're not a gun owner, that's okay. You can still understand that anti-violence is really about prevention. And people who are anti-gun are just talking about a thing that has no intention, unlike Patriot in the Dark. So, with that, I think I shall go. Wait, let me check up. 4 thumbs up from G23. Thank you, sir. Did I miss anything? Vanessa in the kitty. Wow, I can't read tonight. It's been a long week. Did I mention that? The one day in June 1983, I was riding my bicycle in Anchorage and did not bring my firearm that day. Okay. I'm sure there's more to that. The events of that day proves one should always be armed, but to be law-abiding, there are areas we cannot currently have firearms on us or in our vehicles. This is true. And the safe storage laws also, it's a very hard and very crazy amounts of legislation. And to G-Web's point, sorry, G-Webs wasn't here before. I think I saw him, or maybe I'm imagining things. But I love, and I've told this a million times, his 2A cake video, because so many people just don't even understand where the Second Amendment stands versus where it, sorry, I just wanted to share it in the chat. So if you have not seen G-Web's 2A cake thing, share it everywhere. It's totally awesome. All right. Patriot in the Dark. So Michigan has just submitted 11 new bills Tuesday. Super bad stuff. Well, he says really bad stuff, but I just know it's super bad because it totally sucks. All of it sucks. Yes, it's infringement, but more importantly, here's the thing. Here's how you talk to your non-gun owning friends, right? As a taxpayer, do you want your tax money? Yes, taxation is theft, but do you want your tax money to go towards useless regulations that put your neighbors and your friends in jail? Or if we're going to spend tax money, shouldn't actually go towards programs that actually help reduce violence? I don't know what nails are, but 3 nails attacked me after they stole my bicycle. We were at the edge of the city and the cliff that's into the ocean. All right, so I don't know what nails are, but I'm going to go with males. So, yeah, it's when you don't have a way to protect yourselves, and I'm going to play the girl sexist card. And as a female, we are often a more interesting target to a lot of bad guys because we are the weaker sex most of the time. Yes, some of us are not and can totally kick ass. However, in reality, you are your own first responder. Wait, I'm missing my thing from DC Project. But anyway, gun-free zones suck, and our governor's trying to create more. Oh, 1 gun a month. Okay, that's just dumb. As a competitive shooter, when I go shooting, I always buy, or when I go shooting, when I go shopping, I buy 2 of the same gun because I need to have twins so that I have one that I practice one and a backup gun so that if I go to competition, which I spend hundreds of dollars to go to, I need to have a backup gun that's the same as the first one. It also doesn't take into consideration people who have family who dies and has a gun collection, and what if they want to sell the whole collection all at once, and lots of other issues, and the fact that 1 gun a month does nothing to address the issue of violence. So, and it was males. I'm so happy I figured that one out. So, wow. Okay, so that's even worse. Vanessa Kizzy says 2 police officers were walking up the scene as the fight unfolded. They did absolutely nothing then or after. Oh, that sucks. All right. So Patriot, ooh, you're smarter than me because you know how to put your bills up on your community page. I know I have a community page. I just keep forgetting that it's there. And well, Vanessa Kitty, I guess you've pulled it to more than 3 now because theoretically there's 5 whole people here right now. But yeah. Yeah, GT3. My husband buying the second firearm is not how that works. But Yeah, it's just this thing has no intention. The person holding it does. We need to deal with the human aspect of violence, not the tool they choose. All right, I know I've said goodbye for the last 5 minutes, but for real, I'm going to hit end stream. I will see you all tomorrow night. Wait, what is today? Today's Thursday. Okay, I'll see you all on Saturday for sure. And like I said, I will, yes, I know you're being a smartass. I will probably be back tomorrow. I'm teaching all day. Oh, maybe not. I've got a birthday party tomorrow night. All right, I'll definitely see you Saturday at 9 o'clock. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in. Please be active. Please share. And follow your Second Amendment rights groups in your states, unless you happen to, and even if you live in a free state, still pay attention because you want to support those politicians that are out there keeping your state free, because you can turn into Connecticut if you're not careful. All right. Bye, everybody.